Why do the #1 archers in the world choose the proven brands of True Ball Release and Excel sights? Because they want to win.
I will prevail.
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 And welcome back to the Lancaster Archery Classic here at the True Ball Axel Archery Hall at the Spooky Nook Sports Complex just outside of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I am Chuck Cooley. I'm here with Teresa Johnson, and this is the finals for the Youth Recurve Male. We have Timothy Chung going against Brian Bullis. And on screen, what you see there in front of you in the black vest is Rob Kaufhold. He is the owner of Lancaster Archery and a former archer himself, and the brainchild between Lancaster Archery Supply and this entire event and making it all happen. The man in the black and white stripes is Larry Wise. He's our chief official. And what you see is two young men standing on a stage, and they're getting ready to shoot off for to see who's going to land in first, second, third, or fourth position here. And this is a shoot-up style. Give us a quick run-through on how that works, Teresa.
Sure. So these archers are going to shoot 3 arrow ends. So we're going to shoot a group of 3 arrows against one another. Those arrows are going to get scored, and they are going to cumulatively score these ends, keep adding one score on top of another until they've shot 12 arrows. The archer with the highest total score is going to walk away with the match win and then advance to face another higher ranked archer in this division. And of course, Timothy is going to open up with a strong shot with a 9 out the top. Now, this is a division where we're going to have our hands full. You're going to see, you should see some really good shooting, but
see the look on his face there. He's
Brian
really
Bullis.
with that.
Now in the box, in the coach's box for Brian Bullis, none other than Mel Nichols, U.S. Olympic team coach.
Could be a
And that was an 11 for Timothy. Let's see what Brian can do. Brian is an up-and-coming shooter in this division. And very, very strong shooter. Brian has had a number of tournament wins to his credit. I'm not as familiar with Timothy, but to tell you, both of them clearly very strong shooters. And right now, Timothy has got this end in the bag.
See if he can finish strong here for some confidence.
Out to the right side.
Outright. You wonder if that's a little bit of nerves, or if you wonder if there's a difference between the practice range and the shoot-off stage. These guys don't get any practice at all at this lane. We'll go out to Rob here and get a little reaction.
Just a little nervous, but I'm getting used to it.
Good. Very good. You'll get it. Got 3 more ends, so plenty of time. Get in a groove. Tim, where are you from?
Berkeley Heights, New Jersey.
Brooklyn Heights, New Jersey?
Berkeley Heights.
Berkeley Heights, New Jersey. Very good. What club do you shoot with?
Waxaby Archers.
Very good. Waxaby Archers in New Jersey. Brian, how's this stage feel versus others that you've been on?
It feels a little cool, just a little nervous.
No problem. That's certainly normal. You'll get her going here. Okay, guys, the arrows are back, ready to get to work. Tim, again, you have your choice.
So we've got some, looks like a little nerves on the stage. You know, Brian, credit to Brian, that young man, for having such composure to say out loud, hey, I'm really nervous right now. He looks nervous right now.
Yeah, you can see it.
The question is, can he pull it together to pull off a match win?
You know, if he's got to have anybody in the box, it's going to be, it's going to be Mel Nichols, who, coaching Olympic champions, Brady Ellison, and working with the entire U.S. team. If you want to have a guy on your back, that's the guy to have on your back to help walk you through this.
Yeah, Mel has just had tremendous international experience coaching several of the U.S. teams, and a very responsible, very technically gifted coach. A lot of dedication to his youth archers that he works with in Arizona. Out to the 8 for Timothy to start. Let's see if Brian can close this gap a little bit. And
Nice.
a nice, strong shot.
Now we see with this target,
Maybe on the line.
he's shooting the bigger 10, shooting the smaller arrows.
And a 9.
We
That's
talked
right.
about that in this morning's broadcast too, the advantage between the small arrow and the big arrow.
So the advantage to Brian in shooting his X10 arrows, which are a small diameter outdoor arrow, is that the arrows get out of the bow faster. And so there's a speed advantage to be gained, and there's a little forgiveness with that speed.
Just caught the line. Nice
Let's
shot.
see
Great
if
shooting.
Brian can close up this gap even a little bit more.
Little fast, and that's
And he has
a miss.
a miss. And that what we just saw, Chuck, is a great example of how the clicker can impact the shot.
Did he get through the clicker on that? I missed it. We'll go to Rob here and get some reaction
Tim,
on
that was
that.
solid shooting. 3 golds. Very nice. And you start.
Almost 3 golds.
I'm sorry, almost 3 golds. You starting to relax up there a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
Very good. Have anything to say to the folks at home? Coaches, friends, family?
Thank you for all your support, and I wouldn't be here without you guys.
Very nice. You having a good time?
It's a very good time.
Okay, let's give Tim a hand. Okay, we've got arrows back. Looks like the match is 57-45.
So Brian's got a big deficit to come back from right now. That miss is exactly why some recurve archers choose to shoot that single spot target, because if you have one that goes a little wild, you still have a chance at hitting the middle, or excuse me, hitting one of those scoring rings out
Hitting
to the
one
sides.
of the outer rings, yeah, he could have caught a few points there. I have to hand it to Rob there. I thought that was actually nice of him to not get in and try to get into Brian's head any further. Clearly he missed. He was upset about it. Give that guy a little bit of a breathing room to just let him try to catch some composure. And
Called 10 from the scope.
doesn't look like he's
Got a
quite getting
9
back
for
to his
Ryan.
anchor before it's going off.
He's a little quick. In the meantime, though, Timothy is dialed in. He's holding really long on this shot, a little bit of a shake, but man, it doesn't hurt him. He
We've got an
looks
arrow
like
I can't see.
he's
I'll
up at the
need to-
top,
need to call it
9,
from the
maybe
right.
a 10. Let's see if Brian can get through this shot.
Okay, it was called a 10.
That'll be
And
another
that's a
miss. That'll be
miss.
scored another miss.
So, folks, what he actually did was he was aiming at the bottom target, shot it high. We're not sure at this point what's happening with Brian, because clearly he shot very well to get to
Pretty
this
good.
match,
Thank
whether
you.
it's just the finals
Thank you.
venue that's unnerving him a
It,
little bit,
it's tough
or
being
if something
up
else
there
is
on that
going
stage, I'm
going
sure.
on. But
I've never
he's
been,
definitely
but I'm
struggling
sure
a
it's
little
tough
bit.
talking to the
And the
pros,
question is, can he pull it together for
the
these
most
last
seasoned
couple
top
arrows?
pro.
Right,
When you're up
we'll see
here on
if
this
Rob
stage,
gets a word from him
it's
this
a feeling
time.
like no other. The lights, the stage being elevated, it's all done to crank up the pressure and to give this tournament a very unique feel. Brian, will you come back and shoot our tournament again?
Definitely. It was a great experience, and look forward to it next year.
Very good, Brian. Well, I've enjoyed getting to know you and your family over the last year or two, and we're certainly happy that you came and shot this year. Thank you.
And a lot of credit to Rob Kaufhold right now, owner of Lancaster Archery Supply and the host of this tournament with his wife
Tim
Carol,
chooses
because
to finish the
it was
match,
really,
shooting
I think,
first.
decent of Rob at that moment to
Got
get
88
Brian
to
thinking
60.
about, will you come
Tim,
back to the
take
tournament?
the
So
first
nice
shot.
to know you and your family. That kind of compassion really shows that Rob himself remembers what it's like to be a top competitor.
Is that a 10? Just caught the line?
Now let's talk about Mr.
That is
Chung,
10.
because that was a fantastic arrow here.
He's got a really good-looking target. This is going to be great for him going into the next match.
So we got a high 8 for
left 8.
Brian.
I almost think there's got to be a mechanical issue going on with his bow. And here, there's no mechanical breakdowns. If you have something going on, that's it.
It looks like Timothy struggled to get through that clicker, but man, he delivered with a nice 9. Let's see what Brian can do here.
Yeah, it's got to be a mechanical issue. Rob
Tim's
did
gonna come
mention,
back
you know,
with his
that,
last
you
arrow.
know, do you want to continue? And he said, yeah. So it's
Very
good that
nice
he's
shooting.
shooting
11
it
to
out.
end the match.
Let's see if Brian can finish with a nice solid shot here. And it, with the equipment, you know, it could be
Shot a little bit higher to end it.
any number of issues going
Brian,
on.
well, thank you for
You know, a
coming.
bow, of course, our
Appreciate you
bows are
making
very
the trip
reliable.
away
They're
from
well
Arizona.
built. It's great technology, no
Brian
question. But if
Let's go out to Rob for some final comments here.
Could I have a quick word with Mel? Mel's Brian's Archer's advocate. What do you have to say, Mel?
I'm just excited for our future. We're watching him shoot here, and it's just making everyone better. So this is great.
Well, thank you, Mel. Appreciate all that you do for the archery community. Okay, Tim. Very nice shoot. Some really solid
Congratulations
shots,
to
solid
Tim.
guns.
He shot an incredible match. He's doing really well. And again, you know, Rob doing the interviews here. Rob Kaufhold, the owner of Lancaster Archery.
We'll get,
Want to give a special thanks again to Hoyt Archery. They are the sponsor for the live broadcast this afternoon for the 2017 Archery Classic, just outside of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We are at the Trueball XL Archery Hall at the Spooky Nook Sports Complex, and here we have our next two archers coming out, and this will decide.
So we'll have Timothy Chung, I think, competing again. And it
And
looks
this will be Reece Wilson-Poyton,
Reece Wilson's coming out.
a Canadian.
And again, this just speaks to the very high level of competition that especially youth archers get to face in an event like this, and an elevated platform, dark venue, spotlights, very similar actually to what you would see at an indoor World Cup, for example, in Nîmes last weekend in France. This is a real show here, folks, and it is an incredible experience for these youth archers who may never get to shoot at an event in a finals venue like this other than here.
Right, they may never get to travel internationally. And I know Rob went to Nîmes and took a look at some of the way they do these tournaments over there. And when he came back, I spoke with him, and he said, you know what, I want to have something just like that. I want to have that pressure. I want to have the special feeling. You see Timothy there practicing, just pulling through, making sure he's got that grooved in.
So let's
Reece
see how
is going to
Reece
have the
did.
first arrow up.
Now we've
That'll be
got
a 7.
We've got that same situation here in this match where we've got a single spot target and a triple spot vertical face. Now Tim picks up an early lead, or excuse me, Timothy with a 9, so he's going to lead this match by 2 points right out the gate. Let's see what Reece does. Now Reece is pretty strong right through the clicker, but he goes out with a high 8. This is what the 3 spot can do for a recurve archer. All of a sudden, a little bit of pressure becomes a lot of pressure when you realize you can't miss or don't want to miss on a national stage, on television.
Right, with him and the single spot target, it's one spot, it's the same position, the same aim. With his 3 spot target, it's a little up and down. Looks like he's settling back in. He pops a 9 there for his last arrow.
And remember that these archers are basically doing what we call sighting in as they go. So in other words, and look at that, he's got another 9. Very solid for Timothy
Great
Chung.
start.
Looks like the unofficial results are 27,
And we'll go back out to Rob
24.
here for a little reaction
advantage
from
go.
the archers.
Come over and talk to Reece. Reece, where are you from?
Just south of Toronto.
South of Toronto, Canada. And what club or shop do you shoot with?
A few different ones. The main one is Broccoli Archery in Hamilton, and I also shoot at the bow shop in Waterloo.
Very nice. Both of those places are great advocates for target archery. They do quite a bit in Canada, and they're important partners of Lancaster Archery and of our sport in Toronto, Canada. Thank you very much. What do you think up there on stage? How are you feeling?
It's a pretty big venue. A little nervous, but hopefully to get relaxed. So.
Very nice. Okay. Tim chooses to shoot first.
So now we're going to see Tim open up, and you know, interesting. Timothy, has been really consistent for these, this match and the match before it. He's hardly left the gold, I think, if at all. And even though we see a little shake in his shot here and there, he still manages to get through the shot and deliver. Let's see how he does right here. He's got a pretty
A little
long
bit
hold
longer
time.
hold this time.
He's holding like a compound shooter there, Chuck.
Pull through it, buddy.
And he's out to the
Happens
seven.
there when you-
Jinxed him a little bit there, but he has really been a very solid shooter. However, he opens the door here for Reece, so let's see if Reece takes advantage of that little deficit and puts
They are
himself
on
on
the
the
clock,
board.
too.
And yes, he
He
does.
comes right back. They are on a clock, so they may worry about letting down.
Absolutely, because if you take the time to let down,
Much faster. Did you see his
yeah,
timing?
much faster. And he may, remember that these archers can move their clicker forward a little bit if they want to change their shot timing. And certainly archers do that in tournaments. It's a little bit of a risk to take, but if they know they're not getting through the clicker quickly and it's impacting their ability to shoot, they may elect to do that.
Reece
9.
answers with a 9 of his own.
So Reece is nice and solid. It seems like he's gotten pretty well dialed in here. He's hitting still a little bit high, but not bad.
Match is tied up now.
And these guys, either one of these guys may elect to adjust their sights because we've got 2 high shots from Tim. This may be the moment where he says, hey, you know what? I might need to move my sight. The common thing that we hear from archers is, no, I'm not going to move the sight, it's me. And the answer in a tournament is always, yes, it's you, and move your sight, because if you're hitting high, you got to fix it.
Yeah, you got to fix it. Your form or your adjustment or your execution changes a little bit throughout the day. There's no harm, no foul in adjusting your sight. And it's swung the other way now. Reece 54-51. Let's go to Rob and get some shooter reaction there on the line.
Very nice end, Reece. Nice shooting. You starting to relax a little bit?
Yep, starting to get relaxed.
Very nice. Very nice. I thank you for coming down from Canada. Are there many people from your area that came down to shoot?
A few of us from Broccoli and a few others that I know from around.
Very nice. You ever get to shoot with Chris Menduenas?
A few times, yeah. I get to meet him a few times every once in a while. So.
Very good. Great mentor there, Chris Menduenas is. Okay, Tim. We got more work to do. Yeah. All right. How you feeling?
A little disappointed with that one, but I'm going to bounce back.
That's okay, man. Stay aggressive. Get after it. All right.
So that is one of the things, Chuck, that we
Reece
love to
will
hear
lead
from
off
youth
again.
archers, especially from the coaching perspective. You notice that Timothy answered that with a very positive, affirmative attitude. Yes, I'm going to bounce back. He had a very balanced perspective on how he did. He wasn't really upset. He wasn't really excited. He just was very positive. And that points to the fact that he, either himself or a coach who's helping him is really assisting him with having a strong mental game, which is a huge piece of any compound or recurve archery. Let's see how Reece does here. And he's out to the side a little, and you may have noticed that when he released the bowstring, his hand came out a little bit. Again, we call that a pluck, and when that happens, it can
Nice
send you
swing.
out. Now look at Tim. So Timothy has the opportunity to come back a little bit here, and that certainly will
It's
help.
only down by 1 now going into this arrow.
Let's see what happens here. A little bit of shaking from Reece. And
Same
that
hole, that same high hole.
But it
That'll
looks
probably
like
leave
he's
out.
out.
Just out for an 8.
And look at that. Tim
Tim
answers
bounces
with a
back with
10.
a 10. You see him, he made that click to the sight that you talked about. Maybe bring it down a tick, hit a little high.
Now let's see what Reece can do. We do notice one thing that's interesting about Reece's shooting form, and I don't know if we'll see it now or on the next
That was much better.
3 arrows,
shot.
much better.
Just out.
So when Reece shoots, his elbow on the side that holds the bow is a little hyperextended, and that may just be the way he learned to
Nice
shoot.
shot.
9.
Left 9 as well.
And so it looks like we are going to have a lead
See what
again.
the,
This is swung
result-
back to Timothy
official
Chung
results are, the
by 1
unofficial
point.
results Right now.
And let's see.
Tim takes the lead. 80
Tim is going to take the
79.
lead. Let's see what Rob has to
Nice
say with
shooting.
these
I
with
noticed,
these young
some
archers.
different equipment here. See, you're shooting a win and win bow and a Shibuya sight with an open ring. Very nice setup. Looks like ramrod stabilizer. Zach Garrett will love that. You like those rods?
Yeah, they're really good in the wind, and overall they're really good.
Very good. It's a great looking setup. Okay, Reece. Reece looks like he's shooting a Hoyt bow, a True Ball Excel carbon sight, Fivix stabilizer, a Doinker V-bar, and a Clearview scope, recurve scope. It's a nice looking setup. All right, gentlemen. Tim, your choice? Tim chooses to shoot first. Reece will shoot second.
Tim's going to put the pressure on by coming out of the gate here, I think. I think he's hoping that swing is going to put a little bit of pressure on Reece here.
Absolutely.
Put down a good, clean shot.
Look how he's lined up. You can see Chucky's got nice, straight upper body alignment, and that makes a big difference when you're shooting a recurve. And it did deliver for him there. He's got a 9. A 10 or 11 might have helped a little bit more, but at this point, he really can't leave the gold if he hopes to win this match.
Absolutely not. He's got to stay right in there.
And
Another
Reece
9.
answers
Reece
with a
matches
9.
that.
9 as well for Reece.
The pressure is on right now for Timothy Chung. And
There's
he
a 9.
shoots an 11. Beautiful shot. Even with a little bit of shaking on that shot, he powered right through. And you've got to wonder at this point, how much is that young man practicing that he can deliver under obviously considerable bow weight and a lot of pressure.
9.
And a 9 for Reece.
And that's probably going to seal it
That
unless
may
something
be the
tragic
match.
happens for Tim here on this last arrow.
Pressure is on for Tim right now. He's fighting to get through that clicker a little. You can see the point of the arrow moving quite a lot. But he did it. He shot a 9.
Got a 9.
So at this point,
Reece cannot catch him. He's down by 12.
and he finishes out with an 8.
An 8 just out.
And that is one of the
So that'll be your
toughest
gold and
things,
silvers.
yeah, for an archer to do is to keep it strong even when
Well,
they're not
Reece,
going to
that was-
win.
You had some nice shots there. You had some good shooting. How old are you, Reece?
I'm 16 and it turned 17 in about 2 weeks.
Turned 17 in 2 weeks. He's 16 right now. Let's give Reece from Toronto, Canada, a hand. Nice shooting. Congratulations. Yep. Okay. I do want to mention that fourth place takes home $250 in this division. And for your efforts, you'll take home $350. So congratulations. Hopefully that helps pay the way home. Let's give Reece a hand. Tim, nice shooting. Starting to come into your stride there.
It's a nice payday for a
Looking more and
Canadian
more
to come to
relaxed.
America.
Very nice.
What do you say,
Okay,
$350?
we got
He
our
said
next
350, and
archer.
It's like
that's really-
$1,000 Canadian, isn't it?
And, this
Well, I'll tell you
gentleman
what,
happens to be Connor
it can
Kaufhold.
definitely go to
Connor's
some
our,
new
our
archery
only
gear
son.
for Reece to
And,
feed his
we
habit.
had a very good
And this is
weekend.
going to be an important match for Rob
Look.
to commentate.
Look at the smile on his face.
This is Connor
Connor,
Kaufhold,
you can
guys. This
choose
is
to
Rob
shoot right
and
or
Carol
left.
Kaufhold's
Which-
son.
Left. Okay, he chooses to shoot on the left and to displace Tim from his left stage here.
Oh,
So
look at that, a
Connor
little
shoots
gamesmanship.
on
He
the
kicks
left
him off the
stage.
stage and
You
make him
wanna shoot
uncomfortable.
First or second, your choice. Chooses to shoot first.
This will be,
Okay.
I can't wait to hear the
The way this
commentary here.
works, you'll have 30 seconds to shoot an arrow.
So Connor
Once the
shot
buzzer
extremely well
starts,
coming in.
Yes.
when your arrow hits,
Connor
Tim
Kaufhold
will
is
have 30 seconds
no
to shoot his
joke.
shot.
This kid does
In
not
between,
play.
you can load
Shot a
your bow.
572 in
As soon
qualifications.
as his arrow hits,
He
your
is
30
proving to
seconds will
be
start.
a
So
really
you wanna be
strong
ready.
shooter.
Mhm.
It's going
Okay,
to be
gentlemen.
interesting to see what happens.
I think it's fantastic, and we talked about this in our broadcast this morning, the competition between Connor and his sister, and how on fire they are against each other.
Yeah, they really have built-in training partners, and it is just a wonderful advantage. Now let's watch Connor's first shot. There's a lot of pressure on this kid today. I mean, certainly
A lot of nines, a good start.
he's got a lot of love from his parents, Rob and Carol, his sister, Casey, and the entire Lancaster family here are so supportive. But the question is for him, knowing that he is the
Tim's answer to
owner's
it is
son,
an 8. 1
does that
point advantage comes.
does he put a little pressure on himself?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little different with him. I mean, his dad is standing there commentating right next to him with a microphone. Everybody that's in this nice
So
shot.
And a
10, I
10.
believe.
Look at that nice shot.
Look on his face. He didn't think he thought it was going to go in there. He gave it some onion for sure.
And here's the thing for Timothy Chung, right?
And it
He
seems that
knows
Tim has
that,
a
that his
lefty.
Look at the
opponent is the
lighting
hometown
change.
boy too. Yeah, absolutely.
So he switched over a stage, and all of a sudden his two arrows are side by side just out left.
Yep.
Connor's
Now
arrow
Connor
is
delivers
just out
a
for
9.
9.
At this point, Timothy
Timothy's in the hole.
cannot do it. He's gonna have to shoot an 11 here to try to make up a little bit of that ground for the next end. You can see a little push to his shot.
Oh, what a terrible glance out. That almost was a robin.
That
nearly a Robin
was really tough.
Oh, how
luck,
unfortunate.
and that is
Oh.
going to hurt. That is a 4.
We'll go to Rob and get some commentary on that Robin Hood. That's awful.
I'm going to let the officials decide how to handle this one. I don't want to make this call. Wow, I've never, I haven't seen that happen in years. I can't say I've ever seen in 55 years it ever happening, but it's very rare. Obviously, you were grouping. Is the lighting anything else different over here? Okay.
I just hope it wasn't a 4.
I don't know how that's going to be ruled, Larry.
Where the point is the score.
Okay. Larry, and the determinations of the judges are, can we get a zoom up on the back of that arrow? That's pretty incredible. I mean, it blew the whole back of the bushing out, stretched the back of the arrow out, blew the knock all apart, and it's just kind of one of those freak accidents that sometimes happens. He does have a spare arrow.
And that's unfortunate.
Connor chooses to continue shooting first.
And that's a heartbreaker, Chuck. I mean, you know, we've all seen a Robin Hood, which is a wonderful thing, especially if your arrow's in the middle of your target. And so he probably missed a Robin Hood by millimeters.
Yeah, that arrow looked like it would have gone all. Now, had the Robin Hood held, had those two arrows stayed together, he would have gotten the score for the highest.
Correct.
Point, right, where
yes.
the point of the arrow was. But as they mentioned there, because the arrow kicked out, he got the 4 because you have to score the arrow where it lays. Now, if the arrow had actually fallen to the ground, he would have been able to reshoot that arrow for score as a glance out.
And he may have had a shot at a higher score. So now we see.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 9s from Connor Kaufhold right now, and Tim's got a 10 up on the board. Let's see if he can deliver a 10 or an 11 here, which would help with that deficit. And he puts it out to the 8. At this point, you know, what's happening, certainly, Chuck, is you've got a young man who, the tide has turned for him a little bit. He was doing super well and struggled a little bit and got that very unfortunate 4 with the glance out. So you have to wonder how that affects a mental game. And all smiles from Connor Kaufhold.
Look at that, he bounces right back. Tim puts it right back in. Let's toss it out to Rob and have a quick conversation with the shooters.
Just turned 17. Happy birthday. Let's give him a round of applause. Happy birthday, Tim. So, have you enjoyed shooting this tournament on your birthday weekend?
Yeah, very much. It's a very nice setup, and I'll definitely be coming back next year.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations on being here. This is tough being up here on this stage. Doing very well. Connor, how you feeling, buddy?
Good. I'm here to shoot my bow.
We're simple folks. Shooting well? Feeling good up there? Relaxing? Okay? Just like at home, right? All right. Brian, what do you have to say?
That's pretty.
I'm here to watch them shoot his bow.
That's pretty cool. It's just,
like I said,
simple
folks.
You're at the biggest tournament on the East Coast, and your dad's the MC and has to interview you as you're shooting for the gold medal match.
And you're probably going to sleep in your own bed at night, which is, certainly an advantage to versus the rest of the archers who are a very nice hotel, certainly, but sleeping in a hotel bed tonight. And Connor keeps the gold streak
8 or
up.
9?
Looks like he caught the 9.
Timothy really needs to
strong shot from Timothy. There's the 11, and
now,
he needs those 2 points right now.
2 points. Now the lead should be 5 now. After this.
This is going to make it a little more challenging.
He actually could catch him. There's a 10.
Yeah, he's just out of the 11 there. And again, let's see if Timothy can answer with another one of those strong shots.
8. Got an 8.
Out to the 8, another left arrow. You have to wonder at this point, Timothy's had some left arrows, and a number of things can cause left arrows with a recurve bow. So
Connor answers that with a pinwheel.
Look at that, right in the 11,
that's going to put
dead
pressure
center.
on.
Pressure is on Timothy now. And
Another
he
11.
answers with an 11.
What a match.
Fantastic shooting from these young men.
I think if he hadn't had that arrow impact, he might be winning this
Connor,
match right now.
that was an interesting shot, that
Yeah,
first
very
shot. A little
tough.
bit of bow English there. What was going on?
I just felt that it was going to drop out, so I tried to bring it back as far as I could to the gold.
That last arrow was a nice shot for both of you. Excellent shooting under pressure, guys. Very nice. You guys are putting on a heck of a show. Connor, can you tell the folks at home how old you are?
15.
Connor's 15. He'll be 16 next September. Or this September, excuse me. Okay, for the match, we've got Connor with an 84, Tim with a 77. This is the last end. Choose to shoot first, Connor.
So Connor's up first, Chuck, and you know he's certainly got a commanding lead at this point.
It's only 7 points.
You got to wonder what can happen here because it is recurve shooting, as we've seen. We've seen people miss, you know, in today's shooting already, and we certainly don't want to see that happen to anybody here. But it's anyone's game still.
Okay,
But look at that.
9.
Opens right up with the gold. I think he's got the gold there.
Mm-hmm.
Tim has to hit 11s here, Chuck, if he wants any chance of winning this match. And he does it. He's just out.
That's
Looks
a
like
liner.
maybe
I think
he's out on
probably
that
just
one.
out on that one.
Let's see what Connor does. A little shaken there. Certainly understandable, but man,
Wow.
he kills it. 11. This match looks like it's going to be Connor's, Chuck.
I think so. That's going to be your medal match right there.
But Timothy closes out, tries to close out strong, hits out to the left in the red again. And let's see what Connor does.
We got another
10, maybe an 11, probably a 10.
Very nice shot. 2 11s and a 9 is a nice way to close out a match, Chuck. That's great shooting from this kid.
Yeah, and he's a couple years younger than Tim. Tim finishes strong. I think that was important for him. Let's go out to Rob and get some final commentary.
Congratulations on second place. That'll be a check for $550 to use toward college or equipment or travel to here next year, travel to Vegas, wherever you'd
Gotcha.
like. You just use it for training or equipment, things like that. So congratulations. And you have anything to say to the folks at home?
Nothing more.
Okay. Let's give Tim a big hand. Connor, that was a really tough end there, 31 to finish. Strong finish. You wish you could keep going?
Yeah, I'll go over to the practice range and shoot my bow for a little bit.
Okay, congratulations, Connor. You shot a really strong match. Really proud of you. We're proud of you for Heather File, for Brian, for Josh, all of the coaches, Dick Tone, Hardy Ward over in Taiwan, everyone that helps with our efforts at Lancaster Joab. Connor, congratulations. Really proud of you.
Connor, let's get away from your old man for a minute, okay? Now, obviously, you've been around archery all your life, okay? Do you like it?
Yes.
Right answer. What do you think your future is going to be in archery?
Shooting my bow. A lot.
Shooting your bow a lot. Okay, even when your dad's not around.
Yes.
Okay, attaboy. That's what we like to hear. You're the future. Good luck.
Thank you, Larry. Let's give Connor a hand.
Sure thing. So now we had just finished with Connor Kaufhold. He did a fantastic job in the Youth Recurve Male Division winning. And now we're going to head out to a break, Chuck.
We'll be right back here for the live broadcast of the Hoyt Lancaster Classic at the True Ball XL Archery Hall at Spooky Nook Sports Complex. When we get back, it's Barebow Recurve.
Why do the #1 archers in the world choose the proven brands of True Ball Release and Excel sights? because they want to win.
I will prevail. I will prevail.
I will prevail.
I will prevail.
I will prevail.